It's no secret that restorative yoga and other yoga therapy practices are helpful for balancing our moods, our thoughts, and our well-being. So my intention for this restorative yoga with props for mental health class is to help you navigate some of these more difficult, tricky mood states that you might not want to be in anymore. I'm Caren Baginski, and I have been there. I've gone through depression several times in my life, and I'd be lying to say if my mental health wasn't still a struggle these days. I think it is for all of us. So 1, you are not alone. 2, you can find a way through. There is hope. You can feel differently, and yoga can empower you and help you do that. So in this restorative yoga practice, we'll use a hand gesture, a mudra, to access an inner sanctuary, and then we'll rest with restorative yoga props to invoke well-being and shift our mood state and our mental state. Grab a yoga bolster and 3 blankets, and let's get started in a comfortable seated position. If sitting cross-legged works for you, great. If you'd like to sit up on a blanket or use a prop like a bolster to sit on, that's wonderful as well. Once you're comfortable, let's form Gupta Mudra. This is the hand gesture meaning hidden or secret, a space to free ourselves from limiting beliefs that might be holding us back from moving forward in the midst of whatever we're dealing with mentally. So interlace all of your fingers together, take your right thumb on top, and then press the wrists together. Place this against your abdomen with your elbows soft and your shoulders relaxed. And if it's comfortable, close your eyes. Otherwise, just gaze downward. Start to notice any sensation that's here with you in the hands. And relax your grip even more. Feel your belly pressing out against the hands and the arms as you breathe in, and feel the arms relax as you breathe out. Entering into this practice together with tenderness, with compassion for ourselves, and with patience. Bring your whole self here. You are not broken. You don't need to be fixed. This is the promise of yoga. We'll find our way into the breath and the body as a way of remembering that we are not just our thoughts. This practice is wonderful as supplemental care to all of the other things that you're doing for your well-being. Thank yourself now for showing up here, whatever it took to get here and to try this. Offer gratitude. Start to come into a space that's beneath the skin, drawing your attention from everything outside of you inward to the feeling of your breath, to your body in its posture. Perhaps noticing now the natural slowing down of the breath. Feeling your hands and your arms like a hug around your center. Stable and safe. With your next exhalation, release the hands. You can make little circles, open and close through the fingers, circles with the wrists. We'll transition into our first restorative yoga pose. You have a choice here, either supported bridge or simple supported back bend, and your body will tell you which one you want today. So let's open up one blanket and place it across one part of our mat, just a thin fold. I'm going to open up mine one more time so it covers the whole space of my mat. And then grab your bolster and place that where you were seated, widthwise across the mat. For supported back bend, simple supported back bend, you'll come to the edge of the bolster, sitting on the floor. Lift and hook your elbows to the back of the bolster. Lift and arch your whole body until your head comes down. Resting on the edge of the blanket. Opening your arms to a V, palms up. Notice here if your low back aches. If you're feeling any sort of tenderness in the low back whatsoever, then what you'll do is walk your feet in, lift up and scoot back until your low back is on top of the bolster here. Walk your shoulders back and land in supported bridge. Opening the arms again to a V with the palms up. Hopefully this will take out any back tenderness, but if not, you could also choose to not use the bolster here and instead use a stack of 2 blankets in place of the bolster to bring you closer to the floor. The toes are pointing straight ahead. The feet have space between them. And the knees are effortlessly held upward by relaxing into the hip creases and the soles of the feet. Again, you might choose to close your eyes here, but if that feels uncomfortable, then just find one point of focus on the ceiling above you. Now bring attention to the breath moving in the navel region. And as you inhale, feel it expand up and out. As you exhale, relax that breath. The navel recedes down and in. Inhaling, finding a fullness toward the pelvic floor, relaxing those muscles. And exhaling, sensing the back, the whole back release and get heavier into the mat. Bring your mind to focus on the breath moving in the navel area. And see if you can lengthen that breath out in both directions, just a little. Adding a little more to the inhale and a little more to the exhale.
Release all tension from the throat, jaw, tongue, lips, cheeks, eyes, and forehead. And feel the breath bathing the whole body in a sense of calm relaxation. Sensing any physical feelings, whether that's the heaviness of your shoulder blades against the floor, or a lightness that's starting to develop around the heart. See what the body has to tell you as you watch and breathe. Now let's transition out of this pose by taking the hands to the bolster. Push into the floor through your feet. Lift the hips slightly so you can scoot the bolster forward toward your knees. Let the pelvis come down to the floor. Keep going, scooting the bolster, and extend your legs long. Knees resting right on top of the prop. Take a full breath in and a full breath out. Observe how you feel. And then bend the knees one at a time, planting the feet to the bolster. Choose a side to roll onto and roll over to that side, curling up into a ball. Press into your hands and rise up to sitting. Take the blanket that you used for your head and fold it over one time and then another time to create a double square fold blanket. You can see my Restorative Yoga book for even more information about blanket folding and these poses. And you're going to take that bolster now lengthwise up one half of your mat with that small double square fold blanket right on top at the back. We're moving into supported fish pose. Sit with your back against the bolster and extend your legs long in front of you. Leave some separation between the feet. Let the feet flop outward, let them be relaxed. And then lower yourself down onto the bolster with your head touching onto the blanket. Open your arms to a V with the palms up. Ensure that the elbows meet the floor. If there's any tension in your low back, you could try scooting forward farther away from the bolster. Sometimes that's just enough to do the trick. Let the chest open here with breath. So as you breathe in, maybe closing your eyes, maybe finding one point of focus straight up above you. As you breathe in, expand now across the chest. And as you breathe out, relax the back of the heart into the support. Breathing in, feel yourself growing lighter with breath. Without strain or struggle, just breathing into your capacity. And then breathing out, prolong that exhale. Keep going until there's no more breath before spontaneously inhaling again. Allow your attention to be focused on the breath in the chest, the upper back, and underneath the armpits. Sensing yourself breathing fully 360 degrees into this whole area. Lengthening the exhale so there's a sense of complete release, complete softness, no tension at all in the upper body. If your attention wanders, no problem. Just bring it back to noticing sensation in your breath at your chest. Now let the breath return to a natural pace without any control. Notice how the legs feel in this position. Are they heavy, soft, relaxed? Everything is valid. However you feel is not wrong. Just welcome it all. It's okay, however you feel right now. Slowly begin to make some movement into your fingers and your toes. And use your palms and your forearms to push down on either side of you as your chin tucks in and lift up. You can also cross at your knees, pull your feet in if that helps you to sit up. We'll turn around to face the bolster. Moving into Surfboard. You're going to grab another blanket. Open it up as wide as the mat and as skinny as probably 1/3 of your mat. And then take the long side and roll it up, creating a long rolled blanket. Place that behind you. This will be for your ankles. Pull the bolster a little bit closer toward you. Take your other blanket in front of you and make a blanket stack. You're going to stack one of them up this double square fold. And then with the other, we'll create a double square fold too, but we'll put it a little bit, a couple inches away from the edge of the one on the floor. So as you come into Surfboard, you'll hook your ankles over top of the blanket behind you, lower down onto the bolster. Your forehead will touch down onto the top blanket, so your nose is free to breathe. You can scoot back so that your pubic bone is draped off of the bolster, and that might mean that you need to do some readjusting with the blanket underneath your ankles. Once you come down, open your arms wide to the sides. They can either come to more of a goalpost position, or they can reach forward so the shoulders are completely soft and heavy. Relax your head and make any last adjustments here so that your whole body is being held without any effort. And you can completely relax down onto the props. Now, if for whatever reason this feels unsafe, or it's bringing up feelings of anxiety for you, then go ahead and roll onto your left side, curling up into a ball, and use the blankets underneath your head there. And then maybe come back after you've soothed and quieted down. See if you can come back and just accept that how you are is how you are right now. Have some more patience. Don't give up on yourself. Just find different ways to help yourself through, however that feels best for you. We'll rest now in a little bit of silence and bring your focus to the breath in your back. As you inhale, feel the whole belly, the back expand. And as you exhale, release your weight downward into the props and let yourself be held. Fully supported, secure, welcoming relaxation. Transition out by pulling your hands back in by your sides, lifting your head, pushing into your knees to engage your thighs. Lift up into a table position, pulling your hands underneath your shoulders and your knees under your hips, and walking off of the blanket roll. From there, you might choose to sit back onto your heels, chest upright. Spend a few moments breathing here and noticing the sense of new space in the front. We'll end our practice in side lying relaxation pose. So on your left side, bring your bolster in front of you. We'll take the rolled blanket, fold it over again. So now we've got all double square fold blankets. We're going to place 2 for our head and 1 in between the knees. The bolster comes in front as a rest for your arm. As you come onto your left hip, set the blanket in between your knees and allow your legs to just be relaxed at these kind of thunderbolt shape, lightning shaped 45-degree angles. Lower down onto your left shoulder. The side of your head, your cheek is on the blankets. And then snug the bolster close up in toward you, toward your heart, so that you can easily rest your arm and your hand draping off the lip of the bolster. Your shoulders are stacked and your hips are stacked. Close your eyes if that's comfortable, or find one point of focus in front of you. Make any last adjustments so you feel more safe, more secure. You could choose to place something at your back or come up against the edge of a wall here. And now allow all of your focus to just be on the sensation of your body on the floor. The meeting points of your limbs against the support. Think of some place where you could feel comfortable, relaxed, and at peace. Any place at all, whether imaginary or real. Let yourself absorb this scene as if it's really happening right now. For just these few moments, you are okay. You are safe. You are at peace. This doesn't deny the real reality of your struggles. It just invites a different flavor to also be here with you. A different perspective. Breathe this scene in with a couple more rounds of breath. And as you breathe out, let yourself relax even more. Feel yourself being taken care of, supported and loved. And now release this visual. You might choose to stay here for longer if this feels comfortable. But for now, we'll end this practice together. To come out, you can simply push the bolster away from you. Use your hands to push into the floor, coming up sideways. Coming into whatever comfortable seat works for you. Let's bring the hands together at the heart. Close the eyes if that feels good, or gaze down. And notice how you feel as you take a bigger breath in and a complete breath out. What is the quality of your mind here? The quality of your body? Did you just for one moment during that whole practice have an experience of peace? These tiny moments add up, and they can help you to get through whatever struggle you're facing mentally. Know that you're not alone. Keep going. We honor all the realized beings who have brought these practices to us. As you release the palms and open the eyes if they were closed, start to move and stretch yourself. Give yourself such love and compassion for showing up, for trying this out, for taking care of yourself when it's very difficult to do so. I'm here for you, and I'd love to relax again with you sometime. You can find more practices on my website at CarenBaginski.com. Subscribe to my YouTube channel, give this a like, and share it with somebody who could really use some extra self-support during this time. We're all in it together.